Yo, what up, it's the kid CJ City, so we back with a brand new video. Today, we are going to be talking about my top 10 designer fall fragrances, all right? Fall is here already. I can't believe it. This year is just flying by, but honestly, I'm happy because fall time is my favorite time to wear fragrances. I feel like I can mix things up a lot more in the fall time. I have a lot more options, so let's go ahead and talk about these designer fragrances that I am going to be wearing for the fall time. However, before we jump into this list, briefly, I want to let you guys know that my fragrances that I released through the House of Novatus Parfums, they are on sale right now. So if you guys didn't have the opportunity to buy when they first came out, you guys can actually go purchase them now. They're on sale. I think they're marked down like 30%. And also, since this is fall time, we have an additional code that you guys can use to get 20% off. So if you guys are interested in Champagne Royale, you can add that to the cart. It's already discounted automatically. Then you can enter in fall 20 for an extra 20% off. All right. If you guys are feeling Creme Imperiale, you can do the same. Or if you guys want to add both of them, you can get 30% off just the retail price. And then also you can enter in fall 20 for an extra 20% off. I think it comes out to like 120 a bottle or something like that. That is a steal, especially for these two fragrances right here, man. You get Creme Imperiale and you get Champagne Royale. Beautiful fragrances, man. You know, if you guys haven't seen a review from other people, they are online. Check my channel. A lot of high praises for these fragrances. I do love them, if I say so myself. But nonetheless, let's just go ahead and talk about some designer fragrances for the fall time. All right, now coming in number 10 on this list right here is going to come from the house of Maison Margiela, and this one right here is going to be called Coffee Break. Nah, it's not by the fireplace. It's not Jazz Club. We got to give those a break, and we got to shine some light on this Coffee Break right here, or what I like to call the Latte Lounge, man. That's what I like to call this fragrance because it doesn't really necessarily remind me of coffee, but it definitely reminds me of a cup of latte for sure, man. Basically, in the opening of this fragrance, you're going to be greeted with a nice like lemon apple type of accord, and it's really good, man. It smells amazing, man. I really enjoy that opening. And then it says it has coffee in the opening, but I'm getting what I like to call latte. Okay, so I get that latte, I get that lemon, and I get that apple type of accord. All right, they have a lot of other stuff going on in this fragrance, but I feel like it's kind of linear. You know, as this thing starts to dry down, you kind of get more of like a milky latte type of vibe. The apple and the lemon kind of take a back seat to like that latte and that milk accord. Okay, you do have like a milk accord in here, so you are picking it up, but I'm telling you, just think of a latte, man. Or even if you want to think of coffee, you could think of coffee that starts off just pitch black, but then when you start adding all that milk and all that cream and all that sugar, it starts to turn a different type of color. It's like a light brown type of color, and it's like a latte type of vibe, man. So that's basically what I'm getting with this, but I'm telling you, a really good fragrance that you could wear for the fall time. This would be perfect for every fall morning. You can literally start every morning off with this fragrance right here. You guys got to check this out. Coffee Break, beautiful fragrance. All right, now let's go ahead and move on to the number 9 slot here on this list, and this one is going to come from the house of Prada, and this one right here is going to be called Prada L'Homme Intense. Okay, you know, so now we're moving into the colder weather, and I feel like the Intense will work. It's still going to give you that freshness. It's still going to give you that cleanliness type of vibe that you get with the Prada, you know, L'Homme type of DNA. But this one is the Intense version, so they decided to kind of use like, you know, leather, patchouli, amber, and things of that nature. I don't really pick up on too much leather. You know, the amber in here, if it is, I feel like it goes in more of like a powdery vanillic type of vibe. And then, you know, you definitely kind of pick up on the patchouli in this fragrance. But overall story is still like that powdery kind of iris that you typically get in here, that kind of gives you like a nice clean nature, almost like a soapiness, but it's just kind of darkened up just a little bit, and it definitely works for the fall time. You know, this is going to work for the cooler weather. You're still going to smell clean, but you're going to smell a little unique at the same time. Go ahead and check this out. This is going to be called Prada L'Homme Intense. All right, now we're going to the same house, man. I didn't even know we did this back to back. This is going to be another Prada fragrance right here, and actually this is something that you probably have not heard about too much, you know, but this one is going to come from the house of Prada still, and this one right here is going to be called Diamante. Okay, now this one right here, it's not discontinued. It's just really hard to find on discounters. Just pay the full retail price. This is worth it. I'm telling you, you could get this thing for like 80 bucks or something like that, you know, and it's worth it. This right here is going to be a nice, sweet, clean fragrance. All right. It's thick, it's rich, it's smooth, and it's sweet as well. Okay, so basically in the opening, what you get is like a nice cleanliness or cleanliness. That's what you're getting in the opening, but you're mainly getting like this almond type of note. Okay, so you get almond, and then you're also getting like heliotrope in here as well. So heliotrope, it kind of can come off as like a powdery floral vanilla type of, you know, accord, and that's basically what you got going on here, man. So you get a nice almond note, you get like a heliotrope, which is going to be like a powdery floral type of vanilla type of vibe in this fragrance right here. And then you also get like this nice tonka bean musky type of dry down. Okay, you know, I feel like, you know, it's still sticking to that Prada kind of like DNA where it's clean. You smell clean, but it has a richness to it. It has a thickness to this fragrance. It's going to project and it's going to last in the cold weather, but you're not just going to smell like a typical bar soap. Nah, the way that the iris is done in this, the almond, the heliotrope, the tonka bean, the musk, this is a really good fragrance, and I definitely recommend it. You guys should definitely try this. It's going to work very well for the cool days, you know, especially like those days where it's like a nice breeze going, the sun is still out. This is going to work perfect. All right, I'm definitely going to be wearing that. Now let's go ahead and move on to the next, you know, slot here, and this one right here, this is a little custom that I made, man. You know, a lot of people like to talk about blends, like to talk about layering and things of that nature. I do that every now and again, but I have a blend for you that's going to be like spectacular. Like, you have to go out there and you have to try this right here, okay? This is gonna come from two fragrances that you're very familiar with, but you've never mixed them. I can almost guarantee you never mixed them. And I'm gonna show you right now how I mixed them. I mixed them together in a bottle. Like, I put 30 ml and 20 ml, and I just shake this thing up and we're good to go. All right, the two fragrances that are in this little custom CJ City, you know, mix right here is going to be Bleu de Chanel Parfum and also Maison Margiela by the Fireplace. I'm telling you, I don't know if that sounds a little weird to anybody out there, but just think about this, okay? When that Bleu de Chanel Parfum came out, they told us that it was gonna be smokier. They said it's gonna have a lot more incense in that fragrance, right? So when I got the fragrance, it had like a little dusty, powdery nuance to it, but it didn't come across dark to me, man. So I just always felt like, you know, that Bleu de Chanel Parfum, it lacked that incense. It lacked that smokiness that they said that they were supposed to give us, man. And then if you think about By the Fireplace from Maison Margiela, to my nose personally, I don't feel like that's sweet enough. I feel like it's just a little bit too smoky, man. You know, so I wish that the smoke can be toned down in By the Fireplace. And then in Bleu de Chanel, I wish that like smoke incense could be kind of bumped up a little bit. So I just mixed them one day. I just kind of did like a little layering, and it was just perfect, man. So I got to blend in and I start mixing. I felt like a little chemist, man. I'm putting like 5 ml in here, 10 ml. Nah, that ain't right. 5. Nah, that ain't right. Let me get 8. Like, I'm doing a little, you know, mixing. And I found that, you know, I just had to go, you know, for the big boy, man. I got a 50 milliliter decant bottle, and I put 30 milliliters of Bleu de Chanel Parfum inside, and I put 20 milliliters of By the Fireplace in here, and I found that to be the perfect blend. You know, it's just so beautiful, man. It gives you that Bleu de Chanel type of vibe, but it also gives you the sweetness and the smokiness that comes from By the Fireplace, and I felt like that's just a perfect blend. I'm telling you, that mix that together is going to be beautiful. You might end up going ahead and mixing it together like I did, but it just creates a beautiful fragrance, and I love it, man. And I'm wearing a lot of that, man. So that's my little mix of Bleu de Chanel Parfum and also By the Fireplace. All right, now let's go ahead and move on to the next fragrance on this list right here. And this one is just gonna come from the house of Ferragamo, and this one is nothing new. You guys already know about this, but it just works so well. And this one is gonna be called Uomo right here. All right, it just, you know, just to keep it simple, it smells like a fresh tiramisu dessert, okay? And it works very well, especially like around like Thanksgiving time. You know, you got the spices in the air, you got the aroma, you know, everybody's prepping for Thanksgiving and things of that nature. This is going to work very, very well. You might be going to a little gathering or something like that. This is going to work very well amongst all of those Thanksgiving aromas, okay? And I feel like this just kind of gets you in the mood to get ready for Thanksgiving as well. But nonetheless, we all know what this is, but I just have to pull this out, and I'm going to be wearing this. This is going going to be from the house of, Ferragamo, and this one is going to be called Uomo. Okay, now let's go ahead and move on to the next fragrance on this list, and this one is going to be called Gentleman Only Absolute right here. Okay, a lot of people don't really feature this fragrance or talk about this fragrance, and I will be honest, it's probably not the most mass appealing fragrance, but for me it just works very well, and it just reminds me of fall, man. Anytime I think of fall, I'm just like, yo, it's time for me to pull out this one right here, and it's time for me to start wearing this thing again, because it just kind of puts me in a mood like it's fall time, man. It's just autumn. It's just like the leaves are falling, man. It's just like the earth tones are out. I just feel like it's just fall time, man. And this one right here, to keep it simple, cinnamon nutmeg bomb. That's basically what you get, a cinnamon nutmeg bomb in the opening. It has a little sweetness to it, and it also has a little freshness to it as well. But the overall story to this is just going to be cinnamon and nutmeg. And then as this thing starts to dry down, you're also going to get like a little woody type of facet to this fragrance as well. But definitely not, super mass appealing. You can get some compliments with this fragrance, but I'm telling you, it's super unique for a designer fragrance as well. And I really enjoy it, man. So go out there and check out this Givenchy, a Gentleman Only Absolute. Okay, now let's go ahead and move on to the next fragrance on this list right here, and this one is going to come from the house of Dior. This is a newer release right here, and this one is going to be called Tobacolor. Okay, man, look at this decant. First of all, man, the dude who hooked this decant up, he made this thing look exactly like the Dior bottle. Like, it even has a magnetic cap. Like, this is crazy, man. And then the little label that he got on here, it's immaculate, man. I love it, man. But anyway, I didn't need a full bottle of this fragrance. This one right here, I believe it's 40 mLs. It works perfectly. Okay, so let's just go ahead and talk about this fragrance. This is going to be beautiful for the fall time. This, simply put, is just going to be a nice spicy tobacco with a nice fruity nuance to it, man. Okay, you can look at the notes if you want to. It doesn't smell like any particular fruit. It just has like this array of fruit. All right, it has like this fruity sweetness that goes on with this fragrance, and it's accompanied by a really good tobacco. All right, it's not like one of those tobaccos that you can barely smell. The tobacco is there, it's very present, but I feel like, it's just accompanied by that sweetness and that fruity nature, man. Beautiful fragrance. You guys definitely got to go check that out. And then especially if you guys want to kind of just get your nose on a good tobacco fragrance, this is going to be it, because it's accompanied by that sweetness and that fruitiness. Beautiful stuff right there from the house of Dior. That is going to be called Tobacolor. Now let's go ahead and move on to the third fragrance on this list here. And this one is going to come from the house of Yves Saint Laurent. And this one right here is going to be CABAN. I know you guys might be like, yo, man, these are niche fragrances, man. These are the luxury niche line or whatever. To me, it's just simple, man. If they don't do only fragrances, if they make purses, if they make backpacks, if they make anything else other than fragrances, it's a designer house. It's just simple. I don't care about, the niche line or the private line or anything like that. No, Yves Saint Laurent is a designer house, and that's why it's on this designer list, all right? But CABAN, this fragrance right here, you gotta go check this out, man. This is a beautiful sandalwood fragrance, and the sad thing about it is they don't even list sandalwood in the note breakdown, but there's definitely sandalwood in here. This is, you can damn near say this is a sandalwood dominant fragrance. Sandalwood, good sandalwood in here, man. It doesn't come off too creamy, but you still get a nice sandalwood accord, man. You get a little rose in here, and then you're also getting like a little tonka bean in the dry down or something like that. But I'm telling you, overall, this is just a very nice sandalwood fragrance. A little spicy in the opening too, man. But overall, beautiful fragrance. You guys got to go out there and try this. I know Tuxedo is going to get all the love, but this one right here smells amazing. This is super elegant as well, man. When you're like dressed up, you can definitely wear this. If you have on something like this, you can still wear this. You can dress this down and you can dress it up. It just kind of makes you smell like money, like an elegant man or something like that. Definitely go check this out. CABAN from the house of Yves Saint Laurent. Beautiful stuff coming in at the number 3 slot. Now, let's go ahead and move on to the second slot on this list here. And this is going to come from the house of Imperial Armani, and this one right here is actually going to be Strong With You. Absolutely. Okay, this one is a good fragrance. I know I've been talking about the Intensely. That's really good, but this one right here, I'm substituting Intensely this year, and I'm giving this thing some go right here. Okay, and I'm not even mad at it, because it's a really good fragrance. You see, it's number 2. It's beating out all this good stuff right here. Okay, this is really good. Basically, in the opening, you're getting a really nice rum accord, man. All right. So, you know, previously, like I was saying, I thought rum was supposed to be like cognac or like whiskey, just like the super boozy thing, but it's not. It's mainly like a sugar cane rum type of accord, man. And once you get familiar with rum, you'll start to pick it up. But this has a very high dosage of rum in this fragrance. You pick it up in the opening, okay? You still pick up on a little spiciness, not too much, but it's still there. You get that. You also get the Stronger With You DNA or the backbone in this fragrance. You get that chestnut, you get that tonka bean, a little spicy, like I said, and you know, a little sweet at the same time as well. But overall, this is a really good fragrance. I previously had leather. I sold leather and I had to get this thing right here because this is way better than leather. This right here, kind of hard to find as well. You don't really find this on discounters too much, but again, definitely worth the price. You guys got to go check it out. Even if you got to pay full retail, it's worth it to me. All right. Now let's go ahead and move on to the #1 fragrance on this list right here. There's no beating around the bush. I don't care how many times I feature this #1 on a list. It's nothing that's trumping this from the designer realm. You know, things are getting close, but it's nothing trumping this Tom Ford fragrance right here. This is going to be Tom Ford Noir Extreme right here. Beautiful fragrance right here. Damn near one of my most complimented fragrances, like just from random people out in the street. You know, people coming up to me telling me that I smell good. When my wife first smelled this fragrance, she's like, yo, I don't know what that is. That need to be your signature scent. Go buy that right now. I'm like, yo, chill out. We in Macy's, man. They're going to try to charge me 3 times what I could get this thing for, man. Let me go back to the crib and see if I can find a little discount or something. But she wanted me to pull the trigger right then, right there, and make it my signature scent. Like I'm telling you, this stuff is really good. Beautiful, okay? I feel like you kind of get like a tiramisu type of vibe in this thing right here, but it's not like a tiramisu, man. It's just a little bit sweeter, if you ask me, man. This has a lot more sweetness going on. I feel like this has like a more of a vanillic type of vibe going on in here. You know, it kind of reminds you like an ice cream or something like that, man. But this one right here is basically what you get there. You get a little freshness in the opening as well. I think this thing has neroli and orange blossom, so it kind of gives you a little type of freshness. The neroli is not like super present, but it just kind of adds to that overall freshness that you get in the opening. But overall, I classify this thing as a light, fresh, gourmand fragrance, all right, or like a semi-gourmand or something like that. Not super edible, but it kind of definitely leans in that realm. But beautiful fragrance. Nothing is topping this. It also kind of has a little dark side to it as well, man. Beautiful stuff from the house of Tom Ford. That's coming in at #1, and I honestly feel like that's here to stay again for another year. I don't really see anything beating this thing from a designer, you know, house, man. So that's #1. Who knows? Maybe next year I'll find something that's going to trump it, but this year, nothing's beating that Tom Ford Noir Extreme. But that's basically what I got for you as far as like designer fragrances. You guys already know what it is. You know, make sure you guys drop a comment down below. Let me know what your #1 designer fall fragrance is, man. And I'll take a look and I'll see if that thing can beat out this Tom Ford Noir Extreme. But I don't really think it will. But drop those comments down below. Let me know. But you already know what it is. I'm CJ City. I'm signing out. Until next time, I appreciate all the love. Peace.